Wait, how did Clarissa get front? Okay, what? Okay, so first let's go off with Ballista. My personal opinion for English, specifically English, I've not seen a lot of results with Clarissa. Tier negative. No, I've not seen a lot of results with restricted Ballista. I think we might see more when DZ like arrives because people can play the energy cycler. I think Ballista is mid, low B. Like, I think she's decent, right? She's fair, but I think Prism is just better with Ballista. Even with her being unrestricted, right? You can no, her being unrestricted, I still think Prism is better. Like, just because Prism exists, I think she is just inherently weaker to Prism. Prism is just better with Ballista, in my opinion. I think Ballista during the restriction, she didn't feel good. Top player quick started the great game. Oh, but Decker grade 2 game. Yeah. But this is before the quick start deck set. I should have said that as well, because we'll be getting that, but like all we're doing is getting the energy. Oh yeah, we are getting energy. Some decks might change. I might do this later when we get more energy. I'm at the crest, so in my opinion, she still has her stuff other than just less drawing. If you choose like to remove her grade 1. Now removing Washer Block just hurts the deck too much. Like, all your pieces are too important. And for you to wait to turn 3 to like start drawing them back, no, I don't think that's good. So I think Ballista's B. I'll order them when everyone's on the list, but for right now, I think Ballista's in B. Not too bad. I mean, not too good, but not too bad. Clarissa, I explained this before. Oh, Vera over Washer Block. I tried both ways. Washer Block made me want to miss Vera all day, every day. True, some people might just play Vera, but I think you keeping your cards during like the mid and early game is very important for Ballista, but that's just me. Clarissa, I explained it before, but I'll explain it again. She just doesn't have... Okay, so like her Rhyline isn't... Her Rhyline is good for her, but it's not good against the meta or even overall in general. Like, your opponent can call cards, but you can't. You can, but you lose power. And if you do call your Earnest Corrects or just any card, like Clarissa will lose power, as well as your opponent will just swing into them and not give you damage. 2, if they see you're playing Clarissa, they would just not call rear guards. Especially against decks that can Mirage those very well, like Prism, or I mean like Prism, Charmo, decks that just Mirage very well, you're not going to be able to plus as much. She has the best generic round line, but it's up to you. You can't really guard. Yeah, but like even still, I don't think it's that good. Hello. Clarissa Mary needs a Strega. Yeah, if she had a way to call Earnest Crest from the deck, but also that card was the Earnest Crest itself, I think that'll help the deck a lot. She needs any named units. True. Clarissa has a Strega already called. No. I don't want to discard. Well, she does, but it's 8K. I want a better, like literally, if the Strega called from deck, but also gave like your rearguards power, or like Clarissa like some other effect, I think that'll be better. Babysitter is the best slice of life anime. Huh? But regardless, her early game is just bad. Dinner, like the opponent can easily counter just by not calling rear guards, and some decks draw so much or have a lot of resources they can just replace them or call them back for little cost. And even if you do get your power plays, you get nice numbers, but I don't think it's enough. So with that, like, she's just in D, in my opinion. It's a card that will stand the test of time. I don't know. Like, you may say that, Link, but I think they can easily just make a better card. Next, we have Prism. I said it before. I'll say it again really quickly. Prism, I think... Same as in V, they just made the engine extremely dumb. Like, her support cards are really good. Not even that, the cards themselves are just strong. The gray 1 and the gray 2 just gets free shield if you're on Labrador. Labrador herself just can call them back. She gains a crit, draws a card, it gives them 5k. So they even hit even better numbers without a persona turn, that is. And she's also able to bounce main phase, so any like good on place cards you could reuse that effect again. Her line is very changeable, so you're able to play any generic Rye line if you want. And like, her support cards can even search for herself, so you can get persona right like more consistently. Prism is just S. Like, I think it's the best lyrical deck in my opinion, just because how, like, other than cost aside, Prism just has so much versatility and is able to open so many lines of play. I don't think the Prism is just saying this just doesn't really rely on anything else. Once you get that engine, you just stay there forever. Yeah, like your Rylines, her Prism's Ryline searches has a increase your chance of searching those cards. Her grade 2 searches it, but also it it's Soul Charge. It's not Pacificus, but it just allows you to get that engine. Some decks, once it like can't maintain that engine, but for Prism you can kind of maintain it forever, right? It's kind of like in Premium, if you have like an Aqua, if you get an Aqua, that Aqua is staying in your hand for the rest of the game. Like, it just doesn't get removed. The Prism Grade 1 is a compensation if you fail, because it's already strong enough. You could just search. You could get any Prism, and if they release more Prisms, you get that. So, I see what you mean, but I think that the Rye line is already like pretty decent. Next we have Charm Mode. So, my personal bias, so you can hate me for this, I think this is just Rush's dot deck. You need Rush's to make the deck very potent and very consistent. Like, you can play Riley all you want, but the deck without Rush's, you have to commit so much cards, and the deck does not plus that much, right? Your cards go back into Soul, and you might plus for one card in a drive check, but Prism is doing like so much more plussing because you're able to bounce them back officially, and you're drawing a card and you're adding crit and stuff. Technically, you don't need Rush's. What's your Persona Ride? Well, on your turn 3, you need Rush's, right? Unless you have the cards necessary. But also, Rush's just makes sure all your other Lavors get more power. And that just makes it so you're able to just, beat face harder. But regardless of all my personal gripes, the deck is still S tier or high A. I haven't seen much results for Charmo ever since like the first month or first couple weeks. Charmo also has powerful attacks. Yeah, that's why I'm not doubting the deck. It's still strong. I just haven't seen much results, and other than my personal bias, I'm not going to detest that as a strong deck. Lilfa. Okay, this is why I wanted the deck log out for. I don't think it's S with the deck's ability to spontaneously combust even with things going wrong. Makes it A for me. I mean, true. I mean, I guess so, but I mean, results wise, I haven't seen much. I think she's like probably the high tier of A. I'm not doing A plus. I'm not doing pluses. It's either S or it's A, but I'll probably change it as we go on through the list. Now for Lofa, a lot of people misunderstand Lofa. Let me go to her new grade 3. It should be very easy to find this card if it can load fast enough. Okay, here we go. So this card, she got in this card. This is her double R. If it can load. So, when this unit is placed on Rigor Circle from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Lilfa in its card name, choose up to one grade 2 or greater unit with a different card name from this unit from your hand. Call it to back row Rigor Circle. and it gets boost to the other turn. If you call a card before one of the following, if it's your main phase, draw a card. If it's your battle phase, this unit gets 1000 power to the end of the turn. So even though she has 10k power, right, the utility of this card is absolutely like insane. This card, like, unless you want to play Melty, it made you remove Melty. You don't need Melty anymore. It's free. This card is also free. The only cost is playing a grade 2. But Lofa bounces cards, so you're not minusing anything. You're just getting a free draw. And if you do bounce her, you can call right back in the battle phase. It's not once a turn either. So if you have 2 of her, you can just call 2 cards, draw 2 cards. Let me go to Lofa's Rye line. Like, if Lofa herself, I don't want to explain, but her grade 1, you still need Melty. With her grade 3 demon for Lyrical set 4, it's either draw 3, CB1, Soul Boss 2 is basically play Elden. You absolutely need Melty. I mean, I personally don't think so, but you could still play Melty. You could play, I mean, you could play Melty and call her off for her, right? Wait, no, it's during May. No, yeah, I think you could play her. I don't think Melty has, like, if not placed from a card ability. But with her with grade 1 Lofa, you're able to call this card, and you're able to call like a grade 2 or something. Grade 2 or grade 2 or greater. Yeah, grade 2 or greater. And you're drawing from this. You're drawing from her. And if you play Melty, you're drawing for another card or any other grade 2. Calls a grade 3, you draw 3. Does it? If you have a grade 3 or Cardfight Vanguard with Lofa, okay. I thought you said on grade 2, but yeah, you could call her on Lofa too. And wait.
This is the sound of your ride home.
Are you
Dad.
serious? Okay. But on grade, yeah, you draw so many cards with this her new grade 3, as well as her just gaining power for free. She's 20k. Lofa gives boost to all of your back row rear guards that are grade 2 or greater. So your grade 2s are going to hit 10k. On your first grade 3 turn, like if you have her as well as like that new grade 3, that's going to be even without the Soul Blast 2, that's going to be 28 with a 20k boost. That's 48k on your opponent's grade 3 turn. Even like cards like this, oh wait, not her. Even cards like her, you get your soul back, and she's able to hit 15k. Like all of her cards don't care about your opponent's grade at all. I don't like Lofa's line compared to Willis's. If you can call out grade 3 anywhere, it'll be better. But it's just something about bouncing. It's just better just using Willis's. Well, my question is this. Other than like what, Shiranui or maybe like some odd like Dragon Empire deck, what deck is actually like retiring your rear guards when you're on grade 2? And if they are retiring it, are they meta? If they're not meta, then who cares, right? Like most decks don't really interact with your board that early, except like maybe Gandeva, but Gandeva's still restricted. No one's playing that card. I mean, playing that deck. Ballista gives her soul that she needs, true, but she does give soul that you need, but I guess it just depends on your build. But if you're also talking about soul, we also just got a card that gave her soul. You can play this card. You can play her unboosted too. She also foods her soul and gives you a card in hand. It confirms a grade 2. But it isn't much plussing more than just Willis's line. Gives 2 soul, which is impactful. Yeah, true. But like the key I want to take away from like while Lofa isn't as bad, the grade 3 really helped the deck, but the thing is, like, we have a Ahito, right? She's able to bounce back cards during your battle phase while also bouncing her back. She's also extra shield in the deck. And on your first grade 3 turn, like I said, you're hitting so high numbers your opponent cannot guard them. Like you're hitting over 33k on your first grade 3 turn. and you get to multi-attack on that turn too. So it's a 4-attack deck, or you can multi-attack as well if you're playing other cards. But you're hitting these high numbers so early, your opponent does not have the shield economy. It's only rough going second, just because you don't have that shield as well. Instead of shot order, you can buff her multi-attacks. True. The only reason why Lofa is not going to be higher than like B, I'll order it later, is because going second, you need those shield cards in order to survive. And some grade 3 turns at the moment are just really strong. Now Shiranui Luar are being played, so if you do go second, it's not as bad because obviously they're going first and they can't stride, so Lofa can actually combat those decks. But that gets decks like Sharma or Prism or any other A tier decks, they don't care, they'll just punch you in the face. So is her CC also, she needs to flood her board against removal, so it's rough. But my thing is, what meta decks are heavy removal other than Gandeva, but nobody's playing Gandeva? Shiranui can target them or remove them slowly, but like I don't think there's any decks that are like hard removing all of your rear guards. CC I can understand, but like I said, we have other cards that CCs. Gandeva, I'm calling Gandeva, I don't care. But that's just my opinion with Lofa. Next we have Kairi. I've been seeing a lot of results from Kairi from locals. It's just people trying different things with Kairi. Clarissa hard removal. Yeah, but nobody's playing Clarissa in this meta. There's a lot of removal, so the environment is good, but there's not a lot of removal. But if we come back to more removal, is rough. Yeah, but we could see in the future, nobody's doing that. Blogmire binds too, but don't we have a grade 2 that removes cards from bind? So like, you're not going to get them back. But if you're going first, it doesn't really matter. Kairi is B. Yeah, like Kairi, I think Kairi is decent. Going first is not an issue. Going second is not really an issue too, because you have Yasmin. Like, I don't know, like a lot of people put her in A, but I think she's like B. I think she's better than Melissa. Like when it runs out of CB, there's no more left pressure. For Kairi, yeah. I mean, where do you use your CB on Kairi? Oh, the Restander. No, the Restander is Soul Blast. I don't know, but I think Kairi's just okay. Depending on how you play the deck, it can be an A tier. Like if you're going like a heavy aggro deck, I think that's really good. But Kairi, she's just okay. She has good cards. She's very generic. Her grade 4, even though I'm not a fan of it, is still very strong. The grade 3 Strive Fodder in a new grade 3 that bounces. Oh yeah, true, and Strega. Well, depending if you're playing that, right? Like, you use a lot of CB if you're doing an order-based deck with that. I forgot about the Dragon. The Dragon is really good too. It just depends how you build a deck. So like right now, I'm just gonna put her in B, even though she shows a lot of results. I mean, she probably deserves a like low A, just because I see more results than her than Ballista. Next we have Hazoret. I haven't seen a lot of Hazoret. I think she's Struggle Street, to be honest. Her new cards is set 4 health, but I don't think it helped enough. At least the order you build, you kind of build against regular, yeah. I think she's like, I think the issue it has is that her rears don't hit enough. Her support cards are good, but I think it's just like has herself. Like her mechanics okay. She refreshes. I mean, you can get back the cards you put back to the bottom of the deck. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Nobody plays Order Bunnies. Oh yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, if you could send me a list like later, I'll be interested in it. But she gets extra attacks, but she doesn't have the soul to pay for it, and her power is noodle. yes, it's like Pacifica's problem, but I think hers is a bit worse than Pacifica. You could probably fix both of them, right, by playing Set a Shot in like some order-based deck. But I think like I don't know, she's kind of similar to Pacifica in that way. But adding Cathley in a Set a Shot, yeah. Cathley is just a good card. Like, it's a trial deck card, but she just gets 10k for resisting. But for now, like, I'm basing this based on like strength and like results. I haven't seen a lot of people play Hazoret. She's not like Clarissa tier, because even when Clarissa came out, nobody was playing it, right? I've seen some Hazoret tops. She'll be at C at the moment. I don't think she's like, she just needs a couple more cards, but also, then again, I haven't really played the deck. Aesthetic Shot is bait. It probably is bait in your build, but I haven't played her, so I can't really say much about it. Oh, we got two very different opinions in chat. One says Aesthetic Shot, another says no. So next we got Medial. I'm gonna believe what Orange says, because she actually like got some like decent wins with with Medial. This is before Luar though, Luar Shiranui, but I think she might have an okay chance against them, since like you can retire them. But Medial, I don't, compared to Hazoret, like, she requires more work than Hazoret, I honestly feel. I don't know, because like I think she's decent, but like piloting the deck in a tournament setting is very exhausting. Hazoret's above Clarissa, but when compared to the two other decks, Clarissa is just objectively better, to be honest, with the worst circumstances. Really? Like, you think Clarissa's better in the worst circumstances? I mean, it's kind of hard to break with Clarissa. You can break with Medial, but I don't know. Like, Clarissa's worst floor is if you just have like all support cards and none of the Earnest corrects. I don't know. I have to put Justice and Hazard whenever I can. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say she's B, because I haven't seen much from Medial. She's like in the same position where Hazard is at the moment. Results in strength wise, Hazard's like C. Strength wise, I think Hazard's B, but results wise, she's like D and C, since I haven't seen much. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to put her in C. Lutetia. I've seen people get tossed with Lutetia locally. Not much has changed about the deck. You can add Strega. You can try some new support cards. Lutetia just does her thing. Get the bread girl. Put orders in the soul. Restand. Have big meaty rear guards. The great one, Mulligan is fine. Don't forget the tree. I'm not gonna forget the tree. In fact, actually, for you, the tree deserves his own tier. Other than what TNS said, the tree is just D tier. Not many results, not a lot of people play it, and just not enough dedicated support towards God Failure Tree. Next, Clarissa is Jova almost immediately. Wow, nature hater. I play Forest Craft. I do not hate nature. All right. The tree just is not a. The tree is just, it doesn't have support for Lyrical for some reason. Now back to Lutetia. I think she's A. Do I think she's better than Kyrie? I don't know. They're both kind of equal strength. I'll just leave it like this. Persona Kyrie, I'm not going to explain it. Like, this deck does this. Michu. Unless I missed something. Sorry, Michu. Not a lot of people play this deck. But I've seen Chang from Twitter post a lot of good insight about the deck, and I don't think Michu's bad. I think it's just like her rearguard sources is kind of low, but her new promo and like just generic support cards make her pretty decent. I would say she's probably easier to operate than Medial and Hazard, just because she has searching capabilities with her promo, as well as she has like an inherent draw engine for herself and just a pseudo restanding Vanguard. So I think she's in like B, or like I don't know if she's better than Lofa. Like they're both probably the same strength in the right, well, Lofa in the right circumstances. Actually, no, I think Michu's like higher. She might be higher than Ballista. Yeah, I think she's higher than Ballista, just because Ballista's draw power is just not there, while Elvira, or you know, her early game discard. You can still discard Nukuno for Michu, and you can still get her back. Kyoka, my favorite ninja deck, order-based deck. Kyoka, she got some pretty good support in set 4. She got a lot of cards that replace themselves to draw, a lot of soul consistency cards. And I haven't play tested with her. I've seen stuff with her. However, we do not have her magazine promo, which just makes her inherently weaker. Like, she has the spice, she has the card quality, and her being a little bit generic that you're able to play multiple cards. Yeah, no, you're right, Link. Like, her not having the special issue order just makes her inherently weaker. Once she gets that promo, she's instant like an A or high B, in my opinion, because the promo allows you to call from drop and get cards that you put from soul, and you can soul blast it to put them to drop. You're able to just loop specific cards, and it opens up so much. You're able to play your magazine order after that, as well as cards getting magazine orders from your drop, since that's the magazine order able to get it back. It costs a CB and it's a grade 3, but it's really good. But Kyoka is like high C, sort of, just because while that order, she's just not strong. She goes to B with the promo. She goes to high B with DZ2. I don't know. I think she's like high B when she gets her promo, but that's just me. Next, Petroka. I won't add a tier, but Petroka is very RNG. She could be like A, like at her ceiling. She could be like on borderline S or high A, but she also could just be like high C or low D. So for that, I'm just gonna put her in B tier, just because of how RNG her kit is. Next, Celestial. Celestial, I've seen like maybe 2 tops ever since set 4 dropped. She didn't get much support or generic support. Blocking a Batroka turn left, I play some horrible like Quasar decks. Oh, I never have trouble. Yeah, that's why it's so RNG based for her deck. So that's why, like, it's hard to kind of determine like how you should go about your turn, just because like not even a Batroka player knows until, you know, they start to do her stuff. Unless it's like high C. I don't know. I think she's like low B, because if you do get her right cards right, like her ceiling is probably like high B, but on average, on average, you're probably still B, because you're able to search out you're able to search out her normal version, because she has Black Wings too, and you're able to bounce it back with like bounce cards. And if you have Yukin deck, you're able to just bounce it back. But I think she's, well, no, if I put her in B, no, I think she's C. Yeah, Like, I think Kyoka is just slightly better, but Celestial's not too far behind. She has Ziza offense, but doesn't have the plussing. Almost due to what Prism is doing. And once her engine... Oh, just worse level. Also, the deck is Elkiel or Die now. That's true. You can't really search Elkiel. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same as Kyoka in that regard. Yeah. I'll put her a C tier for now. I do think Kyoka's is a little bit better. I don't know if... Well, the other two decks aren't hidden like one card to like get both wings activated. So I'll put her in like lower C. Laurinal. Wait. Hold on. Okay, I'm just making sure that the stream didn't get stopped. Alessio can brick without Persona Ride in the dress up. Laurel is low to mid B. I think personally, like, even though Laurel's slow, right? I think she will thrive in DZ later on. At the moment, the meta is just kind of fast, and also like her options of like some early game decks is just so limited. Like, unless you have Yuka, you're not doing anything really that much early game. She be slow, has draw power in the rear respawning. Yeah, like, I think like her turn 3 is pretty decent. You're able to call a card from your deck, and like plus from a walk in the main who will always thrive. True. Oh yeah, true. You mean Arcs or the other her festival card? But I think Laurel is better than Medial. She's a little bit easier to pilot than the other decks. I haven't seen much results, but I think she's just easier to pilot. And once you do hit turn 4 and Persona Ride with the old Laurel, yeah, she feels really good. She probably like... Are you serious?
That's a lot of technical skills.
What is with these commercials, please? Like, she probably scales to like almost A, I want to say. Like, if you get your Persona Ride in like the right rear guards for your turn and the restands, like, I think she does really well. But I think just environment just isn't it for her. She's like low B or top of C. Kyoka, while issue, can't top Laurel. But she has good early game though. Like, I think Kyoka is a little bit better just because of her early game. Consistency wise, well, Laurel, you do need that restanding order, but you can search specific orders now. I don't know. Like, I kind of agree her power level is probably B or like high B. That's not that. Kiara's better early game, but Laura's better late game. She has more consistency. Oh, that's true. Actually, I do agree. I think she's like B, like low B, because whenever whenever we get the hit for Shiranui and Luard, okay, like when the hit comes, I think she's B. But at the moment, I think she's C, just because of like the meta decks, like Charmo, Prism, like all these decks, right? Except Petroka's like mid. Like all these decks can like aggro Laurel early. She would thrive later. Late game, she probably beats all these decks, right? But it's getting to that late game, and her having not that much grit of her early game. But that's just my opinion. I think like Kyoka has a little bit better early game. These two kind of struggle. Alessio can have a good early game, but it's just harder to pilot. Laurel's not that hard to pilot. I think Kyoka is missing issue. Laurel's missing. Yeah, true. Next, Felty. Fun deck if you get your drive checks. It's the same issue that have with Carissa. Like, she has a pretty okay early game, but the issue is consistently getting your drive checks to call multiple ghosts. And yeah, we got a lot of cards that remove themselves. We got cards that can replace those cards. you get the power ceiling, but if you hit 2 drive checks, it's just awful. Like, you could play Eleanor in the deck if you have a lot of soul charging cards, which is fine. But that's only 1 card. We need more cards that guarantee themselves at the top of the deck. If there was more cards like Eleanor, then the deck would be good. Check 2 triggers and your turn. Exactly. And that's why, like, most of my lists, I run more draws, because if your opponent is not going to allow you to just check like a million, they're going to PG as long as you can draw cards from your drive checks. Like, I don't know. I think she's better than Clarissa just because you can early game the card, and her ceiling is faster than Clarissa's. Comment OG Rainier issue. True. But that's just my opinion. Next, Herminia. I main this deck. I love this deck. I suffered with the deck from the very beginning. At her highest, she's like, I wouldn't say she's S. She's like on Letitia's level at her ceiling. At her worst, she's like C. Felty and Clarissa both are both a sad story. Yeah, it's sad. Like, the most popular decks that a lot of people was interested in, they're now D tier. So Herminia, like, a lot of people try to dress up variation. Like on the main grade 3, like from your ride deck. I don't think that's good. It's not good now because it's not good just because you have to play main deck Herminia. Herminia style, you only need to drive check triggers. Yeah. I think the deck could still put pressure without triggers though, because you have the cards that just give you power. High beer at her best. And lowest B, yeah. I don't think Herminia can peak A right now. Well, not with Shiranui running around now. Like, once Shiranui gets hit, I think you have a chance. But the thing is, like, compared to like Letitia and like Michu, Herminia's early game is actually very good. Like, depending how you build a deck. And you call, like, Caslada can call you cards just for a Soul Blast. You have Rabita to bounce it back. Stolas can call you cards for your drop zone. Tenuas can easily use your CB to, like, on hit pressure, give another unit 5k on hit draw. Behind like a Stolas, 23k turn 2. If they're on grade 1, they're getting hit, right? She needs a specific setup for a kill turn, which is needing 2 Rileys. No, you do not need 2 Rileys. I've won many games with 1 Riley. The thing is, you need Riley, but you have a searcher for Riley. Some games where you don't have Riley is awful. You do not need 2 Rileys. I've won many games without 2 Rileys. And even if I do like have 2 Rileys, that's just a win more condition. You can win without 2 Rileys. I have that grade 2 19k for rush. Yeah, you get, like, she has so many good early game options for rushing. It's just needing Stolas and Caslada. Like, this deck, if you do not draw Caslada, you are having an awful time. To be honest, yeah, it's the same as Sharmo, Rush's deck. But the thing is, you can abuse Caslada once you have her and Rabita. You can't do that at Sharmo, but Sharmo kills like really much faster than Herminia. Caslada playing friends, but just kind of worse. Yes. While Caslada is like playing friends, but just much worse. But just because of like how like strong the early game could be, depending how you build the deck, I think she's A. But at her worst, she's like high C or low B. But not drawing Caslada. Even with games where I don't draw her, right? I still have Stolas. I still have Riley. I still have Labita. I still have Signe. And I still have Musta. And even without those, right, you can still conserve your CB for your Enduring Beauty Herminia's turn, which if in the future or like now, if you save your CB, you can play other cards that draw you to get to that lower amount of cost, or just draw into Riley. But I think she's just A tier. Do I think she's better than Letitia? They're kind of equal in power. However, Letitia's rear guards can hit some absurd numbers. Same for Letitia, same for Herminia too. But that's only Riley hitting that. Then again, I don't even have. I think Kyrie and Letitia's A. I just peeked them. Will be with the JP pool. Yeah, but this is English meta right now. Like this list would change with This list would change like with JP stuff. But also this is by results. Hermione's results have been lower, but it's still more than Michu's. That's just my opinion, but not a lot. But like people have been saying that Hermione's is not bad. Especially even after like the 3 weeks or a month, I've still seen Hermione top. Your front cards early game, her biggest strength, probably out of all the lyrical decks, except like the new one, but we're not talking about that one. She's able to reset turn 3 for very low cost. The cost is just discarding herself. Most decks don't even get results. That's why, based on personal experience, it's just results. I would put some rep in B. Yeah, true. But also, that says between results and strengths for the list. Like, so far, like, relative to their strength, some of them get results, but some of them don't. Like, most of these don't even like get played. But I'm just based on strength. So, and like how easy it is to pilot the deck. Hermione is very difficult to pilot. That'll make her like low B to high C, like piloting wise. But I think like she's worth it in that regard. For Tia, like I said, you need specific early game pieces to pop off in early game. Her resetting turn 3 is very nice if you get it for Tia. That is. However, like her early game is not that insane. It's basically the same as Herminia. But not 4. Yeah, she only gets 4 swings, but they're 2 Vanguard swings though. If she gets a multiple drive checks, at her best, she's basically yeah. Her ceiling is probably the same as Herminia, if not like almost. Well, Letitia's risk could get insane for no reason. I don't know. I think her ceiling's better than Kyrie. Actually, hold on. Like, I don't know. I think Kyrie can move down. I think like Kyrie gets more results. I don't know. Like all 3 of them are kind of like in the same category, but Kyrie gets way more results. Her ceiling, yeah, it's kind of like Herminia, but I think like I don't know. Like ease of use is not. It's very hard because you need to draw those specific cards. Michu's much easier, but for Tia's ceiling, wait, am I? Hold on. I might be. Oh no, your opponent's got to be grade 3 or greater. Nah, I think like ceiling wise for Tia is better because you can't do Nukuno until your opponent's grade 3. Has to sacrifice her hand to set up early like Harry. I think for Tia is actually the highest ceiling. I do agree. Like out of these, I don't. Yeah, I agree because she just restands herself if you get a Fortia. If you're talking about ceiling wise, I think it's like this. But like results wise, ease of use, and like strength, I don't know. I think she's like high B. She could be low A or same as Herminia, but I'm gonna put her like high B. Why did I say Kyrie? Not like it. Next, Fennel. the most slept on deck out of the three, and I was very surprised how many people are playing Fennel. Like, sure, she's not going to be S tier like Charmo and Prism. I think Prism is just the best deck for Lyrical at the moment. But Fennel is very scary. Her kit, especially with the 50 card update, just makes her insane. She can countercharge, call a card for free from your drop zone. Control your opponent's board semi. They have an option of either, you know, putting back a card to the bottom deck or you drawing a card. What you drawing a card is just, it just helps you survive more. Her rear guards get power. Her grade 2 calls cards from drop. Deck of the best. And she gives your front row a lot of power. It chooses herself in another rear guard with a crit. Like, it doesn't matter like what card she gives a crit to. I mean, it kind of does, but I just think like she's like really good, and it's just really interesting to see a lot of people playing the deck. It doesn't matter if you have 3 swings, if it's huge or exactly like, oh, that's just Fennel. I gotta say Trick to get her support cards. Yeah, like this card, searching your deck for a Trick and Treat from your drop or deck is good. I said this before, like while I was playtesting her, she's really insane just because you put your crit on the other column and your opponent has a decision on either A, letting this hit, and if it does, you're going to get a card from your deck that's Trick and Treat, or, you know, guarding it, which only has 1 crit. I mean, 1 crit, so. Like, her ride line is a casual +3/+4. Yeah, now it's a lot more consistent because with the 46 card deck, it was not consistent to get this while sacrificing your better units like her or Strega, but now it's more consistent. You're casually thinning out your deck. Now, since we're in Stride deck meta, except Shiranui, most of the Stride decks don't have that much of an early game, except Shiranui. You're able to just consistently like bot deck your opponent's cards, right? Not to mention she has inbuilt CC, which is already better than most, and the order is never a minus. Yeah, it's always a +1 if you play her on grade 3. Play 3, you get a +1. You automatically draw a card to refresh one of them, and your opponent has the choice of either removing your rear guard, which is a -1 for them, so it washes out. So it's always a net 0, or it can be converted to a +1 depending on other cards you play, like her and Strega. So Fennel, like her, I think her only weakness is that if you get like aggroed really hard or just bad luck, she can kill pretty consistently as long as you keep getting those orders back. But since you can play a maximum of 16 orders, you're gonna be able to do that, or your opponent will just die before then. Like, I don't know how you get to the law game, especially with the 50 card deck now. Fennel, she's not S. I won't put her S because you can still lose to other decks. Her ceiling is definitely like, ceiling wise, she's close to Prism, if not better to Prism. Consistency wise, it's like A. Ease of use is A. Her ease of use is S+, bro. Like, it is not difficult to play Charmo. It's that you could just have a handful of, yeah. But the thing is, if you're going second, yeah, that's kind of rough. But if you're going first, it doesn't matter because you're just going to make your opponent eat a bunch of damage or use a bunch of cards. Your brother can also abuse the going first. Yeah, her ceiling is A, in my opinion. I don't, depending on the cards you play in your deck, like, I got Strega, but I love that Battle Door card. They're going to have to drop so many cards to just eat the damage. People don't try it enough. Yeah. Or Celia's A with the consistency. Yeah, I think she's like, I don't know. Results wise, she's on par with Kyrie. Not like official tournament wise. I don't know. I think she's better than Lutetia. Like, her rear get the same amount plus a crit. You just don't play Yuika, which it doesn't matter because you call from drop anyway. You have 2 cards that call from drop. Sharma has a higher ceiling to Feno. If you can't beat that, then you can't beat S. Yeah, if you can't beat Sharma's ceiling, I don't think you can be an S. Sure, she has 2 crits, but Sharma has 2 Vanguard swings. It could go above Fennel. Really? You think she's more consistent than Fennel? I think Fennel's pretty consistent. Like, the only RNG is you not getting, like, maybe Strega or the grade 2 that calls from drop. But the deck inherently calls from drop with her orders and draws cards. I don't know. Like, the only thing is, like, her early game is kind of meh, but it doesn't matter. Once you hit turn 3, you're doing a lot of stuff. But if your opponent's turn 3 is, like, really pressuring, like, Sharma or Prism, then yeah, it's a rough time. I don't know. I think she's... I don't know. Well, I think she's below Kyrie. I think she's better than Herminia. Definitely ease of use. And results. Lutetia, it's kind of equal, but I think she's better than them. Fennel's edge over Sharma is like she could start turn 3, where Sharma has to either go second or start turn 4. Oh yeah, her drive is not until your opponent's grade 3. True. But Sharma honestly can set her power threshold pretty easily. Her main issue is Sharma is that Sharma's better early game. Yeah, she has a better early game. But Fennel compresses the deck way faster. Like, she probably compresses the deck like just as fast, if not faster than Prism. But I won't talk too much because no, we only have 2 more. We're almost done. So Sienna. Like what most of the other list people said, Sienna is just really based on the meta. The meta is not really there for her. She has an interesting playstyle. Her rear guards are good. It's just that she's not good enough. Her ceiling is not there. Her ceiling is like, her ceiling, if your opponent doesn't have a PG, it's like B. It's all right. Her consistency, I don't know. She could get countered by some decks. It's not there. Her results is not there either. Her ease of use is not there either. Like, she's like C. She's like, I don't know. She's probably like I know I'll put her as B, or yeah, I think I put her B on my other list. I think. Yeah, I put her on B, but like, I don't know. I don't think she's that good just in this meta at the moment. Like, she has like interesting tools. She has the rear guards that can gain some power, but she has no like high ceiling. Is effective as a defensive deck. It draws a lot, has a lot of shield in her, power Zisa. Her issue is that she doesn't have enough CB to keep it going. Yeah, that as well. Also, like, she's just not easy to use. I don't know, like, I like Sienna as a deck, but she just isn't there. Like, compared to like Alessio, like, she's a little bit more consistent, but she relies on 1 card. Hazard, I don't know. Hazard can get stuff going. It's not hard to get Hazard stuff going. She has a better early game than Sienna. Sienna's greatest strength is that her ride line is just really good. I want to cap in this here. Wait, I think Sienna is B. Like, lower than Willista, but higher than Vilfa. Oh, like right here? I mean, I think Lofa's ceiling is just stronger than Sienna's. Like, she gets a free crit and drive. You give her the power. But Lofa turn 3 is really strong. I think I overestimate her, but I think her draw power is really great. If she just had CC, if she's able to use more than one blitz order, and like her rear guards did like gain a crit or something, I think she will be like high B or low A. But at the moment, I don't know. I think she's just, yeah, I gotta put her like C at the moment. And Pacifica, she's not very difficult to play at all. She's very easy to play. Her ride line is really good, but you can play with other cards as well. Her whole deck is very easy. You just call out Planet or have Planet. You get extra multi-attack. Well, you get 5 attacks, actually. Sorry. You get 5 attack, not 4. Her issue is just that her rear guards don't hit big numbers. And her numbers aren't very good. Pacifica herself doesn't hit numbers. Unless you Persona Ride, which, you know, 23 is a number, but it's not a good number, right? Planet can give another rear guard 5k. Or another unit, I think, 5k. So she could get Pacifica to be hit 18 to 23. Deck kind of relies on like your rear guards hitting like absurd numbers, which just doesn't. S tier, of course, will always be. If you're going full neutral at this, I'll fight for that spot. I mean, I think she's B tier, B as well. Her early game can match Kyoka's. She's a little bit more consistent than Kyoka. She's easier to play. Yeah, she definitely has a better early game than these decks. I think this is, yeah, I think she is like near, no, I think she's, yeah, I don't know. I think she's a little bit slightly worse than Lofa. Just because Lofa can actually hit those numbers, but just the shield is just not there for Lofa. Pacifica can draw a lot of cards and survive even to late game. Her ceiling just isn't very strong. It's pretty good. She has more advantage than Prism. Yeah, I would say she gets a lot more advantage than Prism. I think people underestimate the shield that she can math. One of the appeals to death that she came for me is that she can, yeah, she can unbrick herself. Like her ability to just draw cards, she can unbrick herself in bad situations. And she's very open to deck building as well. You can do a lot of things. You call Ingram from your deck to counter charge, to reset your back row rear guard. There's a lot of things you can just do in the deck. I think she's better than Ballista. Her ceiling is, I think you're kind of right, but I don't know. I mean, you play Ballista, so I agree with your opinion. Ballista, I don't know. I think you're kind of right. The thing is, I don't know. I think Lofa just has a better turn 3, and her ceiling is much higher. But Lofa can't draw as, I mean, she can draw as much cards, but I think Pacifica draws more. I think this is okay. Like, these two can, like, be interchanged, but I don't think they're better than Michu and Fortia when it comes to, like, power, results, and I don't know. I think she's, like, B for Fortia. Me making my teammates the first spot. I mean, it's difficult because I'm not changing these. A tier, I don't know. I low-key think Fennel's, I think Fennel is just like almost S. Because Kyrie is good too. She has her early game cards, but I don't know. I think Fennel's just a bit better. Fortia, she has the feeling. The consistency is not there though. But yeah, like to me, I think the consistency is not there. Her ceiling is really high though. I think Michu is just a bit better. Just because she, like, You do need your opponent to be on grade 3. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I think Pacifica's better just because she draws more. Fortia's ceiling is really good, but getting the friends needed is a bit of a struggle and a resand. Willista, I don't know. Like with the restriction depending, I think it just depends. I think of how you build it. I think they're both like the same. Lilfa, I feel like she could be better than these two in the right circumstance, but I'll leave them right here just in case. Because if you go second, it's rough. If you go first, it's good. And I think that's all for my tier list. Bias aside, I think this is fine.